Geez, Tina, you fat lard, where the heck have you been? All right, it's time for an update on 4th Gen. For those of you who have not seen it, we named my 4th Gen truck Tina after the fat lard llama of Napoleon Dynamite. Watch episode number 2, I think, of the 4th Gen to see how it got its name. But we worked on this a lot, and then all of a sudden it disappeared. And here's the story of what's been going on with it and why it's been so long since we've seen it on the channel. So in our last episode, we had Clint from Hamilton Cams come up here. And he helped us rip the engine out of Tina and helped us rebuild it real fast. And so we went through the rebuild process, and that's kind of what this video is. We're going to show you the engine rebuild. This is a fairly typical engine rebuild, except for we had some cool parts that have really never been tried before. For one, the Hamilton warhead is something new. We wanted to try that out. And also his new, ceramic carbon super matrix pistons. I mean, that's not what they're really called, but they're carbon fiber ceramic matrix, some awesome forged piston. So, we're pretty excited to try those out. So when we were rebuilding the engine, we had a couple decisions to make. For one, it wasn't known yet what the piston wall clearance should be on something like this. I know in the steel pistons, they like those clear down like 3/1000 piston wall, which is really, really tight. We have never set an engine up that tight for anything here. So it makes us nervous, but these actually expand less than steel, so that should be easy. But we still didn't want to smoke an engine. We wanted to just get some testing in. So I think we put around 4/1000 piston wall, which is still very tight. Way tighter than anything I've ever built here for any kind of performance, especially the performance we want from Tina. We're looking to be around 1,000 horsepower, 800 to 1,000, somewhere in there, which is way too tight on a typical cast piston or even a forged piston for that power level. But with these new pistons, they're not supposed to expand. So we set the piston wall very tight on this. The rings, we still set up pretty loose because those should still expand like normal. They're a normal Malle ring. So we set the rings up pretty typical. And so the engine build is going forward just like normal. Put the crank in, everything's looking good. This is a lightened crankshaft, the Hamilton crank that's got the counterweights cut off and ground. It's all balanced. It balanced out real nice. We actually sent it to the shop to make sure it's balanced, and it came back great. So we have a lightened crank in here. We're running some rod. The rods we have in this engine are some Apex rods. We wanted to try these guys out. This is a new, different company out there. They had a kind of different design, so we wanted to try these rods out. We didn't want to go with a standard rod because we knew we wanted to make some power, and sometimes the 6-7 rods don't hang in there at high power levels. Pistons went in just great through the camshaft, and just a fairly normal, decent power build. We did an we did a fire-ring MLS gasket. It's the first time I played with one of those. This is a fire-ring MLS gasket. And we also got the Hamilton valve springs. We got a Hamilton valve train throughout this engine. His valves, his push rods, his lifters, all the stuff a typical valve train upgrade would be for a 1,000 horsepower engine, this engine has. Everything is looking great. Everything's spec'd out right and everything was good. And so we're in a kind of big time crunch here. We have Clint here just for a day, and we'd really like to get this thing running while he's here. So we just start slapping everything on this engine. We didn't even paint the engine. We just wanted to get it in the truck so we could get a little bit of a runtime while he's here. So we put it all together, put all the accessories on it, stab it in the truck, get the whole thing set down in the truck. It's going great. Go to put the transmission on, and it won't work. It will not work.
On the nose of the converter, it's not wanting to mate up with the crankshaft. It's about 100 thou out as far as the crankshaft being too small.
So for a quick fix, we could pull the converter out, throw it in the lathe, and turn it down.
We can do that, but
But
we're gonna have to do that.
then when we go do a performance converter,
you'll have to turn it down again.
It works great for the 4-speed Dodge train. A torque converter from 4-speed mates up beautifully. It works awesome. But the 6-speed is a little bit different, so we actually had to machine the crank. So that sucks. So now, what happens? Engine comes back out of Tina. And we had to take the bottom end apart. So we left the top end together, just took the crank out, unbolted the rod caps, took out the mains and popped out the crank and chucked it in the lathe.
hope this works.
And Will went to town, clearancing out that, gosh, I don't even know what it is, the pilot, whatever it is. He had to clearance something to fit the 68 torque converter.
Only 80 thousandths more to go.
We got that figured out. We did that. pull it back out, put the crank back in the engine. And this is all happening during the UCC engine builds. So once we had the crank back in the engine, we kind of just pushed it to the side. And then we got hardcore on building the UCC engines, getting the turbos, and all that stuff we needed for the Ultimate Call-Out Challenge. And so it kind of got stuck in the side. So now, before I put it back in, we're going to paint this thing up, and we're going to get it back in there so it's not going to rust on me. Because these cast iron blocks, you get them wet, they just rust like crazy. So you need to, anything on the street should not be raw cast iron unless you're really into the rust look. Not my thing. I'm going to make it pretty. So the next time you're going to see this truck, it's going to have a beautiful engine. We're going to put it in the truck. We're going to start it up, do some preliminary tests. We're using this truck to develop our 68 RFE transmissions. And so we're just going to do some braking procedures. You got to do the relearn function for the transmission. If you ever get a Dodge 6-speed, you put it right in. Don't go do a burnout right off the bat. You need to do the relearn to make sure that thing figures out when to shift and how to feel the clutch packs and all that stuff. Very important. We had a guy we know that just put it in, did a burnout, smoked a trans, didn't do his relearn. So 6 speeds, got to do a little bit before you can just put the pedal down. So anyway, look forward to that next time. Tina will be alive and running, and we're gonna go for a ride. So anyway, hope you enjoyed the buildup of this engine. I hope it was interesting for you, fun to watch. It was fun for us to build twice, and it's gonna be great. So anyway, thanks a lot. Hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you next time.